Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Wednesday, February 4th, and the market doesn't look too bad right there. Things look like they're bouncing back up. We thought they might. So let's take a look and see what's going on. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose, knowing not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? And here we go. There's your heat map, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon up, Google up. Apple looking pretty good. Google has earnings today, so keep an eye on that. That is looking pretty good this morning and looks like it wants to get curled up right there. Like I said, Apple was looking pretty good anyway, and that's jumping up right there. So that looks pretty good. That could continue to have a nice little run up right there. So there you go with them. I have a few calls on Apple right there. So that's why I've been looking at it, and it did look pretty good. Let's see what gold and silver are up to real quick. And they are jumping up some more right there, but we'll be careful and keep an eye on them as they're trying to jump up. They look like they have some resistance and could come down a little bit. So we'll be watching that as well. Let's see what was popping up this morning. CIGL, Concord International right there jumping up. Here's your Boyle running back up right there, guys. So look at that, babe. Oh, that's I thought that's a Boyle. It says Boxel. It's a BOXL. I'm sorry. I was going to say Boyle wasn't at that price, and it couldn't have been up that much if it was ready, we'll see the difference. So Boyle's only up 1.5% or not even right there. And I was just looking at it like, how's it up like 40%? And this was up 43%. It was only up 50 cents. I was like, that looks kind of weird. Anyway, it's Boxel right there, not Boyle. Boyle is up a little bit. We'll look at Gush and Boyle. Slab right there. Good little slab this morning. Silicon Laboratories and ENPH running up there. That actually looks good at Enphase Energy right there. Didn't we look at that recently? And LIMN was running yesterday, and it continued to run up a little bit today. There's Apps Digital Turbine was jumping up. So a couple ones that were jumping up this morning there. Cadence and Luis Rodriguez and everybody else. How are we this morning? Robin driving to work, I'm sure. So let's take a look. Our SPY. Whoop, that's not our SPY. That's our SPY right there. It is up $2, and it did bounce right off that trend line, just as we thought last night. That's what I was talking about, and I did think it was going to bounce. And here's your Qs right here, and they're not looking too. I mean, they don't look great, don't get me wrong, but they don't look like they want to dip down real hard at the moment. So we'll be keeping an eye on them to see what they want to do right there. So let's see what's going on with the rest of the market. Fantastic earnings from SMCI. So, yeah, with some positive guidance right here. So that one was up this morning, up over 10%. Remember, we were saying it was looking good going into them earnings right there. We did like it. AMD way down this morning. I think they beat their earnings too or something, and they are still down. Sometimes I just don't understand earnings. I think it's based. Look, I mean, this one was in the top, like all the way up here already. It just come out the top, and that's why I would have definitely played SMCI. I got to start doing it. I mean, I lost on Netflix, but you can't just think that one and done. So, yeah, I got to start playing these things because usually when I say that they look pretty good going into the earnings and based off the bottoms and stuff like that. And again, Netflix, I said, was a lotto anyway. I only grabbed like one or two options. I didn't get crazy on it. So it wasn't that big. And, but yeah, so we got to start looking at these things because, again, I could see that this one didn't look great. SMCI was looking good. It's up over 10% this morning. So that would have been a good one to have yesterday. So let's see what else is going on. Like I said, Qs are up a little bit right there. They're getting set up, and they're going to bounce around this little channel and then get rolling probably in a week or two. I guess in about 2 weeks, it looks like it should start booming again. So maybe that's when crypto starts rolling. I'm not sure, but there's a little lull right now. As you can tell, IWM right here is up a little bit, and that's not looking bad. That's curling up, looking pretty good right there. So that could get cruising as well. Let's see what our Mag 7 is doing. Apple, like I said, is up, looking pretty good right there. Your Amazon is up a little bit this morning. Not looking too bad. When is their earnings? I know they're coming up as well. Aren't they tomorrow? February 5th would be tomorrow. Tomorrow's earnings are like stacked. That's for sure. So, but Google is today, so that's a big one right there, and that looks really good going in. And how about your Meta? That one's dipping down a little bit. It could be trying to make that little base, but watch for any more dips right there on Meta and Microsoft right here. And that one looks like it's going to be curling out of the basement. So that could be a good opportunity because it's way down right there as well. And that is Microsoft. And how about NVIDIA? I think I do that every single day. I just hit like NVDAS. And but NVIDIA is sitting on that trend line. It doesn't look like it wants to go down too much. We were talking about it yesterday, and that is what it looks like this morning. So there you go with that. We'll see if it can bounce right back up. And Tesla wasn't looking bad yesterday, but it is down this morning. It doesn't look beautiful this morning. So we'll see what Tesla can do this morning. It usually can turn around. It can do its own thing at any time. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one as usual and see what Elon's up to. And let's go through the rest of our list and see what's going on. AMC just flat this morning. Your GameStop down just a little bit. Could be getting set back up right there and then try to go running back up to its resistance at about 25.80, I would say. So that is your GameStop right there. Keep an eye on it. I know that the Ryan Cohen's trying to make that thing go ballistic. That's for sure. And Chewy right here, up a little. That could have been its bottom yesterday. Unity, same situation right there. So you keep an eye on them. They could have some good bounces right there. Netflix has been pulling back. It's down on that trend line. So that could be the absolute bottom right there. You see the trend line drawn in, and they do like to bounce off of that. So if you were patient on Netflix, it might pay off. Now, AVGO is down. Let's look at our semiconductors because MU is pulling back just a little bit. It's hitting that MACD line. You might have your pullback this morning, but then it could start to try to bounce back up right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one, Sam. And let's see TSM right here. Let's see what's going on. That one's dipping down. So some of your it's going up, but it looks like it's pulling back. It looks both like it's curling up, pulling back. Some of these have a weird look. And when they start looking like that now, I would say little error right here. That's all good. I'll worry about later. We'll just use here. TSM right here. Let's see. What the heck is it doing? It's trying to get there, that's for sure. I don't know what it's doing here. There it goes. There's TSM right there. And yeah, it's trying to get there. You can see it trying to. It's in a bullish state. They'll go up. They just might not be popping this week. Let's put it that way. So we'll keep an eye. But SMCI is the one looking pretty good this morning. And honestly, it's run up there. It does look pretty good, but you might get that sell off after that big pop there. So you might want to keep an eye and lock in some profits right there. AMD this morning is down pretty big, like we were saying. So there you go with that one. And then your QCOM right here is trying to get set up. I think this one's going to be a good one right there. I did mark that one. And I think QCOM is going to be a good setup. Could be a great one. Snow has been coming down right here. It's still down a little bit, but that could be trying to bottom out. And then PayPal's been a disaster. It's trying to go up this morning. It's in the dungeon right there. So you can keep an eye on PayPal. That's a disgrace. And Intel, we might have to take that one off the list. I don't think anyone cares about PayPal anymore. It's just not that important because there's so many other different things like Vimeo or what's Venmo? That's a Vimeo. Isn't that a video thing? Venmo and all them other ones that work and people use. People just don't use PayPal anymore. That's for sure. So anyway, Intel right here. Let's see what's up with it. It's just kind of hanging out. It does look like it wants to get cruising up right there. And what about your Dell? Like I said, this thing just looks like it's getting set up, guys. I think Dell gets running. So keep an eye on Dell right there. That could be a good one. And IBM is up a little bit after it took that nice dip right there. So that's trying to bounce back up. Palantir obviously had its earnings, ran up, but I just don't think it looks great right here. I don't know. Like I said, it ran up for earnings, but it never really looked good. And Sophie's down here, and that doesn't really look that great either at the moment. And then, of course, your Mara and Riot, these don't look good either. You can see that Riot is flat this morning. Clean Spark down a little bit. And like I said, Clean Spark may get set up towards the end of the month. Maybe that's when crypto will start to move. Look at MicroStrategy right here, still dipping down. And Sayer has his earnings tomorrow. Holy cow, they're not going to be pretty, are they? Whoa, they're going to get destroyed right there. That's not going to be good. And PayPal wins Venmo, you say, Central Florida Gardening, and Zelle has, yeah, Zelle is great. Works with most banks. Yeah, I agree right there. Zelle. That one's great. I never really used it until recently, but yeah, all you got to do is like give them like a telephone number or something. Somebody can send you money right into your account. It's pretty wild, and it don't have any fees. It's like free for all the banks. It's pretty cool. So I would say Zelle does win. To be honest with you, and most people use Venmo. Oh, PayPal owns Venmo. I had no idea. PayPal owns Venmo. Then why is PayPal? Why don't they just get rid of PayPal? PayPal's terrible. Why would they let Venmo be better? Unless they bought it, obviously. But Zelle's embedded right into your banking app. Yeah, it's great. Zelle's amazing, guys. So if you've never used Zelle, check that out. Like I said, you just give like the person like a phone number and they can literally send you money and it doesn't cost you anything. They don't have any fees. It just goes right into the bank account and it's perfect. Yeah, Zelle's really cool. Um, so you can check that out, but I had no idea that PayPal owned Venmo. I had no idea about that. But anyway, MicroStrategy just getting crushed down here, obviously, as crypto's getting crushed. Let's just take a look and see what Hood and all these guys, because they continue to go down a little bit. And Coinbase and Bull, they're not looking so hot. Bull's up 3 cents. It's in the basement. I mean, I'm going to assume Bull's going to start running relatively soon. Like I said, where'd it go? Oh, I just messed up this chart thing. I had it all messed up right there. Hold on. There we go. And yeah, that looks like it bottomed out yesterday, guys. But how long it stays in this basement, I don't know. You have this trend line has to come meet up. So you're gonna have it down here. Um, I would say in like the middle, in like a week or in like 2 weeks, a week or two, Bull should be trying to get set up right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one as well. Let's see crypto. Look at Bitcoin at 75K. Look at this thing. It's just terrible, guys. Like I said, it's making a base down here, but it could level down. It's still in the basement. It has no look like it. It looked like it was trying to pop up. If it was going to pop up, guys, it would have done it the other day. So now it's got to make a base, and that would have been the pop if it would have got itself right out of the basement right there immediately. But it obviously didn't want to and couldn't, and now it's staying down there. PayPal's been around since 2002. I know I used to use it all the time. Back in the day, but like I said, nobody seems to use PayPal anymore. It doesn't even seem to like no one uses it. It doesn't even seem to like come up in a conversation. But I didn't know they owned Venmo. So anyway, but yeah, Bitcoin, we don't even have to look at the rest. The rest of them look exactly like Bitcoin, all in the basement, all down there, all making a base. And we'll see if that base is to move up or level down. So we have to keep an eye on Bitcoin and crypto right there. But I'm telling you, not looking good. And it is pulling back at the moment. And let's see space right here. This one could be trying to make a little base as well and get moving up, though. Ed Boeing right here could be trying to bounce off of that trend line finally because it's been pulled back a little bit. DJT, that I don't know if that's really ready to set up. I wouldn't probably. I'll keep an eye on it. Nike right here, kind of dipping down, but Nike doesn't look so bad. And your McDonald's still up a little bit. It's got that resistance, so be careful. But every time the market's down, McDonald's likes to run. And Disney right here pulling. I mean, it's up 20 cents. It was down after the earnings report, obviously, and it's just kind of hanging out right there. So we'll have to watch Disney and see if that wants to even go up or come down. Oxy up 3 cents. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Exxon Mobil up a little bit right there. CVX right here. Chevron up a little bit. And that looks like it's going to continue to run up there. So you can keep an eye on that. Here's your boil. That's your natural gas right there. It's just kind of flat, as a matter of fact. But Gush right here was up a little bit this morning, but has a little resistance above it. So you can keep an eye on that one at the moment. And then your DXYZ was up and with some SpaceX talk right there. So that is what the market looks like. Let's see what that SATS is looking like. That's going to be a good setup. That Echo Star, that looks really good as well. Let's see some of these guys. ONDS just kind of hanging out. It was looking pretty good yesterday, that's for sure. Galaxy was down. It's hitting a trend line. It could bounce. It could dip. I don't know if I'd mess with Galaxy at the moment. And again, that one tends to run a little bit with Bitcoin for whatever reason. So Let's see what ASTS, that's been running up to all-time highs. I could see this one, if it doesn't curl through right here, I could see it taking a nice little pullback. It probably could use a little retest right there. And UMAC was running up yesterday. Now that's getting set up to be pretty bullish right there. And Redwire right here was bouncing off that 220 yesterday and the day before that, actually. So there you go at Redwire. And yeah, that today's Wednesday. Yeah, it was Monday. It hit the 200, it went through the 20, and then yesterday it was kind of bouncing around off of it. So keep an eye on that. Your Rocket Lab down a little bit this morning, and let's see what Nuclear is doing. There's Oklo right there. NSMR is up, and NKLR was looking like it wants to try to bounce right there. Keep an eye on that one, guys. And KLR looking pretty good. What about them copper ones? They were looking pretty good yesterday. And there's your COPX and ERO right here up as well a little bit. And your Denson Mines, a uranium one, and that one wasn't looking too bad. So you can keep an eye on that right there. What's AMPX up to? It's up a penny right there, not looking too bad. Let's see what you guys want to look at real quick. Here we go. SMCI was good. That light was running up. They had earnings too, and they weren't light, that's for sure. Look at that thing bouncing up. That looks like it's going to continue to run. Luis Rodriguez, Lockheed Martin, not too bad. It pulled back. It has that resistance there, so you're going to have to be careful. It's been in the top. I would honestly, you could catch a pop up on it, but I'd be more cautious on that at the moment. Fly right here, not too bad. Huntington Ignals wasn't too bad, but Northrop Grumman will look like it wanted to run up right there, and it's staying in the top. So there you go with some of them guys. And let's see, Tesla loves that 420 level. Yeah, because Elon loves 420, and it does love this area right here. That's for sure. Kathy Woods made significant purchases yesterday in Coin Circle, BMNR, and Hood. So she thinks that these guys are trying to bottom out. I mean, I won't disagree with her on these, that's for sure. And Circle right here could be a good one, good opportunity. We should add that one too. Maybe that's what we get rid of. That's what we add. We put Circle on the list, and we put SATS, and then we'll get rid of Unity and whatever the hell it is, Chewy, because who cares about them? But SATS and Circle are good ones. So let's do that. I think that might be a good idea for our list change right there. I was trying to think of two good ones to add. I couldn't really think of them, but there you go. That might be the two that I like. And BMNR right here still dipping down a little bit. And again, remember what I was saying? You find these bottoms and then you just buy them. These like aren't really tradable because they're so volatile with crypto. And obviously, we were looking at Robinhood, and that is way down there as well. It's in the basement, entering the dungeon right there. So you can keep an eye on that. You think crypto bottomed is very close. I agree right there. We were just talking about Zelle, and it does work really good. And I had no idea that PayPal owns Venmo. I didn't even know that, guys. So that's interesting right there. CIGL, Concord International, and that did run up right there. L long or whatever, is that what the E long power, that's what it's called, L long, E long, whatever. That one trying to get some power this morning right there for ELPW. So yeah, that one not too bad right there. Keep an eye on that. That could get curling up some more there, Luis Rodriguez. And we had mentioned the slab this morning was running up there. Not sure what they do. Silicon Laboratories, it's a semiconductor, and it was busting up there. But I'd be careful. It has that pullback kind of look, so it could get sold off after that big run up. So there you go. And let's see what else is going on. Elon founded PayPal, then sold it and used the money to build his empire. So that's interesting right there in itself. And PayPal has been around since 2002. Investors are not impressed with Disney, that's for sure. And the stock is on timeout, sitting in the corner. So watch for them dip opportunities. And futures are flat here in the pre-market. Uber, Lilly, Ellie both reported this morning. Eli Lilly was way up this morning. I saw that thing up, and there you go. That was running, and you said Uber did, and that's way down right there. So let's see what Lyft is doing, if it's going to dip on. Yeah, Lyft looks like it's coming down as well right there. So that's what you have. Let's see what else. It's pretty stacked today for earnings after. So And there probably were a bunch today beforehand, but ARM is today right there. There's a few. This is in alphabetical order, so I know that there's a bunch of them today. So Google's today, obviously, and a few other ones are happening, and tomorrow's pretty stacked too. So that could be a little indication with SMCI running up there. Google looks pretty good. That looks like it's going to continue to run up. And yeah, I would say keep an eye on that. QCOM, that reports today. Well, that looks really good for a reason. And I think QCOM might be a one to try to look at, guys. That thing does look good. How about ELF right here? That's not looking so bad going in the earnings. That's another one right there. I'd have to look at it as today goes on. And then ARM, looking a little stronger. Yeah, ARM could definitely roll off on that on them earnings as well. Maybe that's why it's been held down. And Symbiotic right here is not so bad, trying to get curled up too. So interesting look with earnings coming up right here. And again, I base it all off the chart, to be completely honest with you. So there you go, Sam, and that's what we're looking at right there. And what was Cadence? Let's see some good energy stocks. Considering what are some good energy ones here? Um, what are some good energy stocks we could consider? Let's take a look and see what we have for energy. Let me think. I'm trying to think of energy off the top of my head. Let me think. What do we have for energy off the top of my head? That's nothing good. What can we look at? GE is always like not this one. General Electric is what I was thinking. What the heck is that one? Let me think. I can't even think of any. Hold on. General Electric. Where's that? Here you are. That's what it is. POR. There. And then we can get to some electric from there. Oh, you wanted energy, not electric. You wanted energy. Oh, that's why I was thinking electric stocks, not energy. There you go. BE Bloom. That's a good one. Energy right here. BE, that's trying to curl up right there. Laptop Travel always knows a couple good ones. And I'm just trying to think. These are like going to be in that electrical parts. I'm trying to think of what energy ones. I can't. I'm like drawing a complete blank right here, Cadence. I don't even know why. Anyway, but Bloom right there, EOSE. These are two electrical part ones, but have to do with some energy, obviously. And this one's pulling. Had been pulling back. It does look like that's going to get set up right there. And BE, that Bloom Energy, that recently ran up. It's been running up right here and not looking bad. They have their earnings coming up tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So there you go. And you see what is that one? That's right, NUE. That's it. That's Nucor Steel Company right here. And that thing's hitting a little resistance up there. And what else? Energy. I'll have to figure out some energy ones. I'm like completely drawing a blank, to be honest with you. Cadence, I apologize, but I can't even think of any off the top of my head right now. I don't know why. But yeah, we can go through some energy ones later as well, or just we'll make a list of them. I'll get Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez to make a quick list. And they'll have a good list for us. And there you go. It's early, yeah. And so we'll do that tonight. Energy stocks. Let me write it down here. I won't forget. I wrote it really big. Energy stocks. So and we'll get some of them together. And we did have Bloom right there. So I'll make some I'll go through and do a quick chat GPT and say, give me all the energy stocks, and that'll work. NEE, is that next I was thinking nano nuclear. I don't know why. I'm thinking like nuclear ones and all kinds of different ones. So I'm like, what exactly should we look at here? And like I said, I was thinking of electric and everything, but I guess energy. But I guess they could all be kind of grouped into energy, just different parts of energy, I guess. So that's how my brain is like thinking. I can't really think of any, but NEE right here in the top, and looks like it could bounce up a little bit higher. So yeah, we'll get some good ones and we'll look at it. Let's see real quick. We'll just hop into here. And let me just see AEP right there. Let me see what else is going on. That one's not looking too bad. And let me just cruise right through and see if anything grabs my attention. Oh, These ones are looking pretty good. ETR, EVRG, not looking too bad. And that one's jumped up. What's up, bud? Okay. Okay, thank you. My little guy's funny. Nuclear looking good. They put that on there. And NWE running right there, Northwestern Energy Group. So there you go. There's a energy one right there. So let me write that one down. That's a good one. But yeah, so there's a couple energy ones that are looking pretty decent. That NWE's looking really good right here. So keep an eye on that one, Cadence. And we'll go through some other ones this evening. How about that? So there you go. Did anyone watch the Pro Bowl? It was like flag football. It was interesting. So anyway, that was last night. The SPY is still green. It's still up a little bit. And again, it doesn't look beautiful. I'm not going to lie, but it was bouncing off that trend line. You could clearly see that was happening after yesterday's big dip. And now the Qs are actually down. So be careful because it could I still think it'll bounce off, but it's going to bounce around a lot today. I think it's going to be pretty volatile right here, to be completely honest with you. So just keep an eye on that, and we'll be watching this Apple right here. It is kind of pulling back a little bit this morning, so we'll have to keep an eye and see what it wants to do this morning as it opens up. And of course, our Google does have earnings and looking pretty good, so we'll be keeping an eye on the market and see what's to happen right there. And you read that's where the next rotation could be, so I wanted to look ahead. So that sounds great, Cadence. I love it. So I think it's a good suggestion, and we'll go through. We'll find out which energy ones are setting up right here for us, and then we'll get in early. How's that? I think that's a great idea. So anytime anyone thinks that a sector is about to get set up, please let us know, and we will take a look at it. You know that. That's what we do. VRT right here is another one, and that's Vertiv Holdings right there, not looking too bad. And again, that looks like it's going to crawl up. They just have some resistance above them, but they do have a little pop up too. So that is what it looks like right now this morning, guys. And you can see the market kind of pulling back. Well, Microsoft was down the video a little bit. Google up, Apple still up a little bit. Eli Lilly up off of its earnings. Let's see what the news says. Investors were backed. Oh, investors were braced for an AI fallout, just not this one. Popular strategist says, and the SpaceX mega merger boosts the must trade, and stocks bounce after AI scare as gold hits 5,000 and the futures move higher after tech sell off drags down major averages, and the global software stocks hit by Anthropic wake up call on AI disruption right there. So there you go, everybody, and thank you very much for tuning in. And Luis Rodriguez has the scanner that identifies the market rotation, so you'll let it run perfect, Luis Rodriguez. I love it. That's what we're talking about right there. And let's do it. And so there we are in that VST, that Vistra Corp right there. For Central Florida Gardening, it is down. They do have some earnings coming up at the end of the month. It looks like not too bad right there, though. It looks like it's trying to bottom out right there for this bad boy, and that's a power one too, so we can keep an eye on that as well. VST, so some good ones right there. We'll look at some other ones, and Google with earnings, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. And that's what the market looks like. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Cadence, Central Florida Gardening, and Luis Rodriguez, and of course everybody else like Sam and Zach right there. And Elon was part of that PayPal mafia. You're absolutely right, Zach. And Cadence, of course, and Doge Mom and 9 Robins driving to work, Joseph Levy and the rest of the crew right there. You guys enjoy your day. Obviously, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Did you check out the Joe Exotic interview? Check that out real quick. I posted it on X. I pinned it up so you guys can watch that bad boy. Check that out. It's interesting, that's for sure. They're always interesting, I can say that. So that's what we have this morning. And yeah, locking those profits and trade smart, everybody. It does look like it's going to be a little bit of a volatile day right here. You can already see it happening with the Qs, the SPY, but it did bounce back after yesterday's big dip. We'll have to see what has to happen as it opens up, but we figured it would be bouncing up, and then we'll have to take it from the open. So I'll be on in the Discord. I'll keep you guys posted. Any questions, shoot me a message on X. And that's what we have this morning. So trade smart, locking those profits. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.